Hi, welcome. Let's see. Let's do a couple buttons here. Okay, welcome. I also did a little. I did the Twitter thing to see if it would do the schedule thing, but it didn't actually seem like it went through. I'll check on that to see if it works. Okay. For right now, let's get that going. Welcome. That was just weird. Okay. Welcome, welcome. Okay. What day is it? Thursday? Good. It's right there. Okay. Just making sure everything's going at the same time. It's hard to make small talk. Okay. Yeah, I think everything's looking good. And we loaded it up. There we go. Hello. Welcome. Let's see. That's looking good. Chat's actually going. Great. Okay. Whew. Yeah, you came right on time. Hello. Perfect timing. Hello, everyone. All you guys are already here. Thank you, guys. Yeah. Well, at least for this, we'll get the sixth one done, and then we'll complete the second round set thing. Yay. It's supposed to be a nice therapeutic thing to get this done. It's been like almost a month now, hasn't it, since we started this? So, yeah. Because I'm excited to work on other things. I've already thought of some other stream or different activities that we can do later on. So, I'm excited after once these are after today, we'll get those rolling. I know last time we also talked about the how we're gonna do the, I don't know what else to call it, but like the extra strangler ideas. Because I know, like, even when like the first like stream that I did this, people were already like chatting about like, oh well, what about this character? And it's like, I've already set on these 6, and then I did the other post and it did 6, and then people every time were thinking of new characters. So thankfully that slowed down, but it's still like, well, that's something to think about whether or not to do. But I think, I don't know what to do about that. Like if I should do that or, you know, not. I don't know. But anyway, we're gonna finish this. How you guys doing? How you doing? Great. Yep. Wait a while before we do another one. Yeah, I understand that. It seemed like there was enough interest when doing like the end of the first round. It's like, well, let's just do another round. That'll be more interesting. A couple weeks, yeah, maybe more. I don't know. We're gonna do another type of something like this, but like more different. There you go. Anyway, that's all good of you guys. We'll get going on this. Oof. Alright. Alright, old friend. Let's get this going again. Alright. Again, I worked with Toon Boom for a couple hours this morning. So I'm going to be slightly more adjusted that way. So we'll see how this goes. Might be able to tell already, but we're going to do Spinel. Spinel is a character from Steven Universe. So we're going to see how that goes. I'm going to draw something. Who knows what it's going to be. Oh boy. Big Jack Club. Oh, she's in Discord. Yeah, maybe. I mean, I got so many other people on the toaster time. I could have a toaster emoji. Would it just be like the square toaster? Oh boy. Something like that. First things first, getting a basic pose out of this. Let's see what we got. That's pretty good. My reference in front of my stream box. There we go. Alright. So does it work? Yeah, here we go. Yeah, it doesn't need to have an emotion, I guess, with the toaster. It's just kind of like, yeah, it's just literally a toaster. It doesn't have any thing going on, I think. I had like one pose in mind, but we'll see how this works. So I'm just gonna sketch something out and say like if this will work or not. I don't know. Let's see if I can bend this more. It could be more womped, more puffed out. Yeah, there you go. Something like that. But then like have the head more tilted front a ways, maybe. And then up a little bit. Let's see. It's gonna be looking at this line and this line. There we go. Jackalope, I don't know. Maybe it'd be like some. What kind of motion does Jackalope usually have? What's the Jackalope usually doing? Jackalope, in my mind, usually is like eating or like being like an animal kind of a thing. So I'm wondering if maybe something like that. Like it'd be like hungry or something? I don't know. Let's get some body. Just get something rough. It's not exact anywhere here, but just get something. Let's see. Because now I can see this and go, that's too big there. And then figure out all of this, maybe, and then say, drawn too big. What am I doing with that? She was, let's see. This is why this is why I sketch things first so I can figure things out as I go. I was gonna have like her arm rest on the actual line here. Gonna be like some fourth wall kind of a thing. That was just my basic idea. Was ever be like this, and then with the arm a little bit more, like that maybe, and this be like a, you know, like a open hand or something, and then a rest hand here. I'm sure we're gonna be redoing these arms over and over. So let's see. Get this hand a little better. I don't know. Yeah, these hands. I don't know. But again, my weak spot is humans and arms. So a lot of humans have arms, so it's a little disheartening. I just pat on the screen a little bit. There we go. Okay. Oh boy. That's true, yeah. He's already got a cute face. Maybe just like a front view or something. He's just like got big eyes. Yeah. Let's see. I think this should work as a base, and then we'll go up from there. One of my ideas was also like her hand would like be resting here on this line, and then like on the outside I have like the mask that says like this square inside has to exist, but everything outside doesn't. So one of my ideas was that it could be outstretched or like bowed out, so like the mask would go, like her arm would be in front of the line. So let's see if that works. But maybe I'll just kind of scrunch her up closer there, make it a little smaller. I don't know. I want to really do this. That's good. Okay. So I can add more details and see how this will go. Now I can look at my reference a little bit stronger. Let's see. Yeah, they got the. It is CalArts E with the head shape, at least with the head, and then there's this big cheek, and then you got eyes. And I was like, oh, every cartoon, you know, in the 2010s have something like that, so that's fine. But it definitely kind of sticks out once you're like actually drawing it. It's like, oh, yep, that's what we got to do. Oh boy. I'm just gonna draw Mickey Mouse ears for now, and then draw it out later. Like I already know. Hearts are another thing I kind of struggle with, so this will be fun. Maybe the head will be more this way. Let's see. Kind of made it the opposite of what I did. And then another reference of face. Okay. Oh, of course, yeah, Pony Life is going to be very interesting. At least just, you know, as a concept, it's like I want to just watch it, you know, on that principle. And I'm fine with all that. But of course, if it's not like, you know, too good or anything, I don't know. That'd be something to see, though. You could have her big tongue. There you go. And then like that. And then like that. Yeah. And then we'll fix it in post. Okay. I don't know what kind of expression this is, but there we go. Yeah. So it comes out this month. I forgot what day it was. When was the first episode supposed to come out? On Pony Life, because I'd be interested in that. Let's see. Yeah. Otherwise, yeah. One of my ideas was for like a future stream was to do like make a Pony Life-esque style puppet, so then we can animate it and do anything we want with it. Womp, womp, and then heart. I'll get to the heart later. 14th? Okay. Today's the 4th. So if we start it next week, we might not have enough references. So I gotta think about that. If I could do like a filler, do another Bob Ross or something. I don't want to over Bob Ross it, but it's just like, if it might be easier to do it that way, then, you know, might have to. Because otherwise, yeah, if we just have the promotional stuff and it's like, well, what if the actual series somehow looks different? So, be nice just to have like, oh, instead of like having a promotional version or whatever, you know, like the Facebook pictures as my only reference, then I can have something else or have the actual version of it. And this left hand goes down. Gotta think it. Let me see. Where's your Dumby? Dumby be behind. And then these will be the fingies, I think. Oh, fix it in post too. Okay, this just goes down. Does that help? No, that makes like a pupil. I want it to be like a highlight. Let's see. They're the same size. There we go. Let's make this hand a little. What is it? A little smaller. Making it big. Let's see. That's better. To go round it out and to go out. Round it out and out. There you go. Yep. So there's womp. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4. So they have. Oh boy. Okay. So they have 5 fingers. 5. Yep. 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 Okay. And then pop. And then this hand can be moved over. Adjusted. Fit. And then we just gotta link them up like that. And just do it as quick as I can, I guess. Wop, wop. There you go. That should work. Okay. Maybe we could do like a more extreme happy. Like I can do like a cheek up thing. Let's see. Yeah. I think that works better. These will be thinner. I'm doing the regular original form, so it's gonna be the cute version. So that's more what I'm good at. What I'd be more comfortable with. Okay. Let's go with that. Okay. And then the regular stuff like the ears I can figure it out later. But anyway, let's see. Do we have screenshots? I mean, we've got those. I thought they were just like promotional pictures. I didn't know they were actual like, because they were like cropped, you know, like perfectly like social media pictured. So I didn't know if that was, you know, it's not TV, you know, screenshot. It's like a cropped version of what I've seen. So, unless it's not. Those poems. Right. Mm-hmm. I'm not sure, Sasha, if that's you. Yeah, I have to ask your chatters, as I'm not quite able to piece that together, really. I'm not trying to couch. I've seen that one. And from what I've seen, that was the cropped-esque version, so unless there's like a widescreen version of that, let me know. But otherwise, yeah, it just comes out next 2 weeks. So we got time to speculate a little bit more, I guess. Where did that? That is not. Okay. Let's see. Otherwise, we should be going pretty good. Feeling pretty confident about this picture. It's right up my alley of just being cartoony and just trying to be humanish, but still alien-ish. That it's kind of fun. That it's like, oh, I don't have to be perfect like the... Especially the Terminator one. It's just like, oh, well... It's a distinct person and a distinct robot. You know, it's like you can't really... If you mess it up in any way, it's like gonna be wrong. So... people will be very critical, more so than an interpretation of a cartoon, you know. So thankfully this is just going together pretty nicely here. So happy about that. Okay. So that's good from now. Let's move that up a little bit. Okay. I forgot about context. Sorry about that. But I have seen at least Steven Universe. I caught up to the movie. I watched every episode, but I have not seen the future. So if there's any like spoilers with that, let's be cautious about that, just for my sake, really. So I have not seen the those episodes. Okay. Thanks for sticking around for us. Thanks for joining. Alright. It's like it's so in the zone with this, so it's hard to make any kind of conversation. Oh boy. My planet? Oh, that's really good. If I say if you like wanted to watch it now, I would say like the first season is like definitely the weakest. Just because it like has to like set up everything and it's just like not as exciting. It's like a more of an... It takes a lot of anime influence, but it also means that it takes a lot of anime influence that's not quite, with the first season not exactly paced in some way. It's hard to say, like especially like when you compare it to like the newer ones. The newer seasons were much more full arcs, and it's like we gotta figure this stuff out, you know, as a story. They tell better stories in later seasons than the first. Oh, what's going on here? In the first season, just kind of like, oh well, who are these characters? We'll never tell. We'll tell you later, kind of a feeling. So, kind of just like drops hints here and there, but not really doing anything with it until later on, and then it's like get a bigger reveal, but then it's like, you have to be like already invested somewhat of it already to be, you know. I'm gonna put this on a new layer, so I'll just redraw it for a little skirt thing. Okay. I don't know what's going on. There we go. Okay, I got it. Had a momentary not know what I'm doing. Good. Okay. Adventure Time? I agree. I mean, they're obviously different shows, so it's hard to say if everything's for someone. If that's the case. Like if we didn't understand or didn't... I don't know. I had a friend who like was really into it, so it's kind of like he always like pressured me into like, have you seen a new episode? It's like, oh, not yet. So it's kind of felt like, oh, I kind of had a weird relationship with it, and I was like, well, I'm only sort of really watching it for this other guy, but it's like it's kind of got into it, so it's like it's fine. Hey, kitty, welcome. I'm gonna see if I can do that. So it'll be overlapping, so it's okay. Yeah. Excuse me. Okay. So under the head, I want to add the ears, which, yeah, okay. Especially with vector hearts are always weird. It's because they're like trying to be, hearts are never really like, you know, mathematical. I don't know. It's kind of like figure this out as you go along. And it's like, well, I guess something like this, and then I can figure it out. Because I'm using all these vector lines instead of true or like more genuine drawing to it. Flip it, put it together. What do you get? Something of a heart shape. There we go. Too many lines. Oh, converting right there. Bop, bop, bop. This is the extra string stream. Ugh. It's too many points. Too many points. Okay. That'd be a nice heart. Okay. How we doing? Whew. Season 4. I don't know which one that was, but definitely like when it got into like the space base and like went into like the other, or like when they actually started to like get into like the actual plot of it near the end, and then it was like, yeah, I understand. Your gripe on that, if that's the case. Whereas it's kind of was just kind of like, well, we gotta somehow make, yeah, everything put together like right at the end, and it's just like, well, we built this all up for like years, and now it's like, well, we're just gonna do it, and it's done. Kind of a thing. Okay. What am I doing now? This is looking pretty good. Got a lot of layers, and none of it is organized at all. Good. Okay. I can do the eyes. How would I do the eyes? I could just do a nose right now. Looks like it's pointed. So I can do this. I could do a curve. I think a curve I like to me would look better. So I'll do that. And I could probably like make it a fill like I've done with the other characters as well. This might have the most layers just because I'm being more methodical about it than the other one. Because with the Terminator one, it's just like, I'm gonna, you know, everything's sort of on one layer, so I'm just gonna make it that way. But I think about it's just like my character building mindset is like, well, this is a nose, it has to be on a different layer than the mouth, of course, when they can't exist on the same layer because they don't really interact with each other, really. But, you know. Let's see. Boop, boop. Fire Emblem? That's a little... I'm gonna say it's random, but it's definitely off topic from what I'm doing here. I've heard of it. The only like games I probably played was like on the 3DS Ambassador program. When you bought a 3DS, like before they had a huge price drop, Nintendo just sent those systems like 10 games that still to this day I don't think they've ever released them back to the public, so they're like very exclusive in that regard. One of them was a Fire Emblem, so I played that for a bit. Never really got into it. I think it's something about dragons was the subtitle. I don't remember. Maybe like the 7 dragons or something. Did I hit the mic? It felt fuzzy. Okay. Okay. We're doing pretty good. Let's see. Let's add some arms. Let's get the arm back here. Let's get back a circle just for speed. There you go. Alright. Smash out a bunch of Fire Emblems. Am I even following any conversation? I don't even know. I'm not even following my own. Oh boy. Just trying to speedrun this so fast. Can't even pay attention to what I'm even saying. Okay. Just because it's so complicated what I'm trying to do. Ugh. Okay. And mostly just I kind of like work, you know, basically alone all day. I don't really have these kind of interactions, so it's kind of hard for me to think about it. Okay. I think on my own I probably would do this a little bit slower. But if this was specifically for a client, then I would probably work at a similar type pace. But I might be more deliberate with more things. If that made sense. For a client, if this was for a client, I would do like 2 or 3 more sketches and do more research if there was any more things I needed to know about the character, but I'm already familiar with it, so I'm not too careful, you know, or I'm less. What I'm doing is just like just using my knowledge already to just figure it out, then coming up things on the spot, like a couple of these characters. I think the Terminator, I think I figured it out basically before I started streaming. But some of them, I don't remember ones. Maybe like the Heather one, I might have been more, let's figure it out as we go kind of a feel. So, kind of comes and goes whether or not, whether one method or not would work. I'm using not a line. I don't want to use that. Get rid of that. Okay. And good. Okay. So now we're gonna do the other ball shoulder thing. Okay. Yeah, I'll just take a break for just 1 second. Okay. See you then. Oh, bye, kitty. Thanks for joining. Thank you for the support of me, of that I am. Arm time. Again, it's kind of like that monkey tail thing. That's just like I don't never really get satisfied with how these work. Oh boy. Oh yeah. Yeah, if you kind of remove like with the derpy eye thing, if you move her like black pupil, all you get is like a white on a yellow, or yellow on a white background. I get you. Now I'll never unsee that, so thank you for that. Okay. Who's at a paper derpy with the movie? They don't have irises. So, that kind of helps. I don't have to think about it then. What's an emoto? Let's see. So I just need to get under here, and then probably just bend this, but then this elbow on that side. I think that's how cartoons work, where you just kind of have it be more sharp on the inner side, and then the outside could be more rounded like that, and then they go in. So a little bit better than a Judy Hopps one, where it was just a nightmare to figure that out. It's because I wanted it to be more realistic, but it just like it wasn't working. I don't even know what that meant, but it's just like it's not. The Judy Hopps one, I was just trying to make it more accurate, I guess. It's like how to, I guess, anatomy would kind of fall, but it's just like it never really worked out. So even like after like that stream, I went back and tried to figure it out, or just like deleted my arm that I had and then redrew it, make it simpler just to figure it out. And then trying to like, because after with all these like dots and stuff, it's like you only get these certain, you know, restrictions of like how much you can really bend it, I guess. So it's kind of, you have like a set geometry unless you add more points. So it just became easier to just redraw it. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4. and then 4 goes down there. And then, let's see. Like her hand would be like laying flat, so like her thumb would be underneath, I think. Someone would like to figure that out for me? Because I think it's kind of like an arm and that goes down. So that's a left hand, thumbs here, and then down. That's what I want. Yeah, looks like that. So that might be underneath, maybe? But it'd just be like underneath here, I think. Zoom out a little bit for you guys. Yeah. I think I should be right, unless I'm wrong. Which, in case, I should be incorrect in that case, where I'm wrong. Okay. That's why I try to speed through it. It's just like, so I could have time to deal with these weird quorums, you know? If I didn't speed through the rest of it, you know, if I took my time with the other things, all these weird things that would come up would be not enough time for it. Let's flush these out. Okay. I think that's just about it, I think. But I think there's still more to do. Pupils! Okay. How are we doing? We're gonna take a breather here. Emojis. What else is it? Ah, okay. Gotcha. Get easier. Okay. Let's see. Next, after the stream, the whole stream, like if you want to know like future stream ideas, I was planning on doing the pony life puppet. That was basically as far as I actually got, really, with that. But I think, yeah, just figuring it out. Figuring that out with the logistics of how that would work. Good. I'm not happy with this arm. I hate this so much. Oh, no. Just because it's like thinner up here, maybe, and then I made it thicker. Something there? I don't know. But I guess she's okay to have longer arms, but it's just like weird. Cause never like you're always like in the moment when you're trying to draw it, and now it's like I don't know. But yeah, as far as I got with that was just a pony life puppet, because I think that'll take a couple weeks, maybe like closer to a month at most to figure that out. Because I can go a little bit slower than what I'm doing here, admittedly. So just want to scooch you over there. But yeah, otherwise, I don't know what else. Had another idea, way back in my mind of, we can get like 3 or do like a Mad Lib thing of having to chat, think of like 3 different words, and then make a character out of that, where I can then draw, you know, a whatever you think of as 3 words, and then make those adjectives or nouns and stuff, and say like, oh, it's a ba ba da ba da kind of a thing, and then draw that, and then see if that works. I don't know if that would really work, and I'm not happy with his hand now. So maybe something like that. Kind of like the alien, but like more structured, I guess. That'll be more interesting. Less chaotic, that it's more organized as a thing than the alien, which would just like, hey, you guys just yell ideas, and then I'd like listen to it maybe, and then try to incorporate it as all at once. So hopefully with this, the one that I'm thinking of will be more, yeah, similar but different, where it'll be more like static in a way that it's like, okay, now that I got these 3 things, or however we want to do it, then I can say that's it, and then close it in a way to then work on it, you know, rather than as we go for like the whole time and figuring it out. I'll keep that for now. Okay, I could start coloring, but I can also get the pupils in as well. So people's we, let's see. Let's get these in, and then I can take these as, just get something there so I can see it. Cut these out, put it on a new layer, use basic layer, put a new layer, put a circle in, and then put this as a different color, and then put it in here, like that. And that's what you elongated. There you go. Change these back to more white, and then put that silver there. And then it should need this to be actually on top. So let me see it. Bop. And then mask it. Bop. There you go. That's right, because it's, why is it over to Ireland? I can put this should just be the, does it have that? No. So I probably should be, put that on top. Put that there. So I'm gonna need a double of this. Take these, copy it, put it on a new layer, put it underneath that, and then that should work. Okay. That's just a long way of figuring out a mask, which it looks complicated, but it's 10,000 times simpler than Toon Boom. So I'll just be happy about that. Okay. Most would just be coloring and then getting the heart in and other details. So I can get the heart in, maybe. Get a sketch of the heart and then figure it out. Okay. Which again is like a more polygon version of something like a heart. But it has to like go down. There you go. Down, down, that way. There we go. And then just kind of make some random triangles out of it, I guess. Because like it's sparkly, but it's all at different shiny ways, I guess. Okay. That should be it for sketches. Let's get rid of that. And then I can start coloring it. One way to just take the reference picture, but I already have this. So I'm going to take my pony version that I made of my Halloween video. Oh, are they named the same thing? Awesome. No, it shouldn't be. It's been out all. And this should be. But no. Unless I can go back out here and just rename it. That might work. Never didn't think about that. Colors put on art. Yay, okay. That worked. Because there was only like one symbol there. Thank you. Okay. So I got this, and I can just go to each layer and then just see where everything is. So I can do this and just kind of pick and choose different colors here. Just because this will be a little simpler. Follow this. Okay. Pull the string. Pop. There you go. It's not perfect, but I'm okay with that. Unless I can just round these out. Round. Round. There you go. I can put this down there and then start rounding this off. Something like that. Let's see. Okay. I'm okay with that. Okay. Where this is hand. I'm gonna color it the same thing. Let's undo that. Up. Or I can do that not. Okay. Welcome. Oh, you're Smiggles. Okay. Thought you were someone new. Okay. I was like, you should know what I'm doing. Otherwise. Womp. There you go. I want it to be unique, but I guess if that makes more sense, I could just do that. I could take my heart here and then put it in the other one. There you go. I think it already flipped it just because it's a different... Nope, it's the same. There you go. And then, there you go. Okay. Saves some time with that. I think that's right. Oop, gotta pull the string carefuler. Put this down. Let's see. So that's gonna be important bit there. Make this flatter, maybe. There you go. Kinda. Maybe it kinda goes down a bit. So I have to raise this up. Which means it gets this shorter, please. There you go. Okay. Next layer is this, which is this. Bop. Done. Okay. Eyes again. Let's take all these. What would I want to do with these? I want to make them fill. I'll come back to it, maybe. These can be maybe just that. I can make it closer to black, maybe. Yeah, okay. Let's layer again. Tongue. Okay, we're doing good. Might finish it early, but that's still, you know, means now I can have more time to fix it as I go. So, still worried. Don't get confident. Okay. What I would need is to get this thinner, make this different color, and then just go across here. Okay. Go like that, and then like that, and then fill it with another color, maybe. Okay. So I'm gonna take this and maybe get this more darker, I guess. Just for now as a placeholder. This is nose, so it'd be the same thing as the mouth, so I can get the mouth back in. Fill it. Make it a that. So it's not over till it's over, so I'm just gonna keep going until something happens and it's gonna be good. Okay. Let's see. So the same color as this. Now I can see like the tongue isn't showing up, so I'll make it more saturated like that. I want to make it more saturated like that. It's better. Okay. Hi. Hi, Darren. Yeah, it's been a while. Let's see. How have you been? Let's make like a monkey shape here. It's this color. So instead of having this be like hair, it's just like this gestured face mask here. Where there is a mask in there. So that's fun. Pop, pop. Okay. I don't know. It could be lower, maybe closer. Yeah, that's better. And then let's rotate it. Make this bigger. Hit the mic, sorry. Okay. Zoom. Let's get these back in. Okay. Doing good. Okay. What's this? Ooh, woo. Woo wee woo. I think it was white, so I just made it like a gray, so it just will show up on something, you know. So it won't disappear in the white abyss here. Move the heart over a little bit, just because it fell off. Like that. Okay. I feel like I should be talking about other things, but this is just as crazy to figure out, so sorry about that. There you go. Maybe we just make it a little bit darker. Okay. It's like a Mr. Mime shoulder. I always think of that. Okay. It's like this helping hand, and then pull the strings. I know that this green bit will stay the same, or it'll stay there, because if it's not connected to the rest of it, and just kind of color it in and go pop. Done. Okay. So bottom would be arm. That'll be this. I zoomed out a bit. Didn't mean to zoop. I don't know. That's pretty good. Okay. Happy about that. That's coming along. What are you? I think that's the last one. Okay. So I have to figure out the rest of this. That should be this. Did I fill it? Probably. But I think I didn't have the nose or those colors set up or established. So I did it later, which now later is here. There's a hole. Why is there a hole? There's still a hole. No good. Get rid of that, I guess. What's better? Doing that? No, that still creates it, but I can kind of jimmy that over there, I guess. And then kind of creates this like curve. Not too fond of. There we go. It'd be impossible to do that line work if it was just a line. If I make this, if I had like a line and then made it like thicker, only thing I could do is like move it and curve it. I can't access individual corners here. I can't click it unless I press like fill, expand to fill, which takes the 2 points that it is at each end. So I can't have any control of the corners until I, very like Flash thing to do, but you click it and then expand to fill. And now it has corner points, so I can do that. So that's what I was doing with all these. So, okay. Okay, see a star. Let's take these. What I could do is probably just have, again, just the cheek bit. So again, I could just have it be 0.1 and then just go across here on the same layer. There you go. And then I could just delete it. We'll see if that works. Yeah. It's kind of like there's no... Maybe like needs eyelids or something. Or it could... Yeah. Let's keep it for now and then... It just feels so thick. I don't know. I don't know how to feel about it. I would just color it and then see what happens. Let's see. Okay, so we're gonna color these to be the same as the bips here, or I cannot. And then try it again. Bop, and then see how that works. Yeah. Yeah, this line is too thick, but if I get rid of it, then it just looks naked somehow. So I'm gonna try and do maybe like some kind of middle ground. Let's see. This is why we sped through it, so I can do these more interesting ideas as I go along. It doesn't think I want to move these bits, but I want to move the bits. Maybe I can... It's a way to detach it without... I could do this, maybe. Bop. And then just put it there, maybe? And then I can make this here, like, darker? Maybe it's still saturated. I don't know. I think that's closer to maybe what I want, but it's still not quite there, you know? Let's see. Oh, I can put this over a bit. Maybe I could just have it be black, but I think that's still too sharp. As I look. Maybe I could just have eyelashes. I don't know. Trying to figure it out. Let's see. Yeah, let's just get rid of this and then figure this out with a different tactic. Or I can just redraw it? I don't know. Let's see. How do these work? Yeah, it just have like eyelashes. It doesn't have... It has eyelashes, but there's nothing around it. Which the regular... I think my arm got lost. Why did my arm got deleted? No! No! Oh, no. Okay. Let's draw it again. I don't know why that happens. I think I have like some solution or some kind of words. Sometimes Flash will delete things that you have selected. So if you're mindlessly just going around and deleting some things, then it'd be like, well, you probably meant this thing that you couldn't see or didn't pay attention to. So we're just gonna go ahead and do that. How does that feel? So that happened. Maybe I could make the eyes bigger or like taller. I don't know how many layers that'll be. Let's see. Bop is bop. Bop is up. Bop, bop, bop. There's all of this. Yeah, just make it wider. Yeah, let's see how this works. And pop it there. Okay. Maybe take these. Let's get rid of that. There, just like I can see what I'm doing now. Okay. There's where all the fiddly bits start to come into play. It's because it's like, I'm making this too fiddly. With the mask, turn it back on. Okay. One or two. Do we like it with... Personally, I like it without, like, that eye. So it doesn't have that weird eyelid thing. It could be colored differently, but I don't know if that'll make a difference. Yeah, I might just get rid of it. It's gonna be my opinion on that. Let me see if you guys have any opinions. Oh boy. Ooh, what's Ibis Paint? X? That sounds cool. Phone app. Okay. Yeah, I'm more familiar with MS Paint. Let's see. Just gonna do what I was thinking of. Just get rid of it. See if I, spent more time on trying to get other things going, and that'll be bad. Oh, Microsoft Paint. Or that's what I said. Okay. What? Okay. Because not like they had that Paint 3D, and they were like, this is the best revolution in drawing software ever. And it's just like, oh, well, you can try and make things in 3D, and it's just like, oh, you put a 3D stamp on things, and it's like, whoops, it sort of worked. You know, try again when it, wants to actually work this time. It's so weird. I only played for like a little bit just because it was just not interesting. It wasn't powerful enough to do, actual modeling. It was just like a 3D clip studio thing. Or what was it? Kid pics. Something like that, where it's just like stamps and kid pics more than actually able to make something like in Blender. I realize now like just how powerful Blender is, like looking at the other options, I guess. And I was like, oh well, that doesn't work, or it's not as powerful as like a Blender is. I'm gonna add the eyelids or eyelashes. That's what these are. Anyway, now these could be darker colored, maybe. Probably on the same spectrum, so I can make them. Look at the pony one. I made it more like that, but it should go underneath. Not yet. Should go underneath. There we go. There you go. Probably just. There we go. There we go. Let's give it a pupil. Iris pupil combo thing. It's because they're both basically. Okay. Oh, my ear pressure is going weird. I don't know. Is that a bad sign? My ears are freaking out. It's like you're not ringing, but it just like it feels like I'm underwater. Whoa. It's weird. Okay. But that's pretty good. Maybe I can make the cheeks thinner. So I can take these, or I can move things around maybe. I don't know. Obviously I thought it was be connected to my air pressure, but I guess if my air pressure hasn't actually changed. I don't know then. Hello. Welcome to, I don't know what's going on here. This is, it's going good. It's just like, I'm trying to make this in a particular way. It's like, it's trying to go good. Ugh. Let's make it thinner. Or I could, yeah, let's just get rid of it and then I can just do it over. I could do it thinner maybe. So I could get rid of this and then just kind of put this in the same place, but just like a thinner line. That might work. Yeah. Okay. So yeah, that'll be done once I did the coloring, but now I'm like figuring out all these other little bits here. Yeah, that works. That's thinner and I think I like that more. Okay. Cool. Okay. And what I could do is see if I can maybe cheat. Or at least copy and paste it. Come on. Come on. Okay. And then there's less points now. So that's, yeah, that's actually related to full circle what I was saying earlier. So what I basically just did is that I had a piece that had a lot of different points on it. Like a bop 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 kind of a shape that had too many points, and I wanted it to be more smooth, you know, like a square. And it had too many points to like figure out, so like moving those around or like putting those together, and it's just like, that's way too complicated. So I basically just had to like draw like a square, and then that was easier. So yeah, just redo it. Okay. I want to probably fix out the sclera, or at least the eyeball shape, now that there's less things going on. So, okay. Yeah, let's see. So that's that. So probably want to just deal with these bits so I can get rid of the pupils, just so I can see this, and then just deal with this. Okay. Very similar. Character design and everything. I'm sure they're, you know, both made in a vacuum and not, you know, made at the same time, or like very distinct type of things going on. Okay. Let's make it maybe more taller. I don't know. I'm moving other shapes around at the same time. Wow. Let's see. Trying to make this a little better for you guys. Try my best. Okay. Let's see. I could just keep playing with these different anchor bezel thingies. I don't know. They're Bezier handles, and so they dictate the. They say what angles and shapes of each arc of line is, each curve. So I could just move this up, but I keep getting everything else. Ugh. Pop. Let's zoom out and say it's a little bit to the right. So what I can do is move this to the left. There you go. Okay. I think it went back. So I'm gonna move it back. These points are way small. I think with Toon Boom they might make the anchor points, or like the Bezier handles, at least bigger than a pixel. Especially when trying to do it really fast. So it's like, I can't click it easy. Okay. Let's get these. So I can move these up a little bit. I can independently move these a little bit closer. There we go. So that the totally on my side, or that they look like Pinky? No, she looks like Pinky. Okay. That's pretty good. Mask is not the same. That's why that's weird. Okay. So I'm gonna have to take these out, replace it with this shape, and then put it there. And there we go. I didn't see like the people there. It's not going good. This might be why Steven Universe is animated in traditional pen on paper. It's because this is so annoying. Get this going. Okay. I don't know, so just like, just because I know about that. Okay. I think we're good with that. Yay. Okay. So I get a background in, and then I can layer the hand on top, and that'll be the fun part of it. Okay. Let's get rid of that. This will be the background. Put these there. I think that's about it for that, but there's still stuff to do, so I'm not saying it's finished, but it's just like, for this step, I guess, is finished. Okay. Let's get the background. What kind of background color would work well? We can think about the other colors of the other characters as well. What would you guys like to see as a background color as I get the thing going on here? There we go. Oh, my nose. What color have we not used or would work well with Spinell's color scheme or something? That would kind of go with the other ones. Or be distinct, like a different color we haven't used. Obviously, like a pink might be make certain colors kind of disappear. So, I don't know. Other colors might be... what would I choose? I don't know. Maybe... What other colors are there? I mean... I have pretty much everything except, like, purple? Yeah. Violet. There we go. Yeah. Maybe it'll go... Maybe, like, closer to, like, Judy Hopps... Judy Hopps eye color or something. So like that entire sentence in one syllable. Okay. Kind of started with that, and then go with something with that. Yeah. I think that works. Thank you. Okay, so I want to take the top here. So I can just copy it and then paste it on top. Let's see if that works. I think that's pretty good. Okay. So the other option would just be to try to play with the masks, and I think this should just be simpler. Especially if I don't really move anything. That's just like, yeah. Oh, it's still inside the mask. I just grab boop on top of it and put it on top of the box. There we go. Okay. So now she's like leaning her arm on top of the box, and it's like over it, so it's like layered on top. So that's awesome. Okay. Really hope that actually turned out well. Let's full screen that. I'm not sure. The things I would change would probably be your other hand. I think her thumb's a little weird. Yeah, let's actually spend time to figure that out. Actually, we're a little bit past time, but I think that should be fine. So obviously there's not much else going on. Let's see. Just to figure this out. Just make these a little bit more, like, less, weird pointed. It's actually, like, pointed on some of these bits that they're, more like a pointed thing. Like, you can see, like, where I put the, anchor points, vector points, whatever. Let's make these a little bit more rounded, but they're also, like, really thick now, so let's figure this out. This should be the last thing, hopefully. Maybe it should be good. Just because I'm weird. Just weird about these things. That's like, I think that some of these are really awkwardly shaped here. I'm always like really worried about like my point management, or like how effective I am with using the least amount of points. Like you can see, like there's basically just the essential points for a lot of these shape here. That there's no like extraneous points or like these little tiny white dots to say like, oh well, to make this curve it needs to have, you know, a certain amount of points. So I feel like this just because I think it's just easier to change things around. It's easier to edit when there's less things to edit, basically. Again, if you're trying to make something like this and it's just like trying to make a curve finger, but you're like, oh, I need to make this shape, and it's like, well, how would you do this point? And it's like, well, you can have a point here. Well, I guess you can have a point there, and then there, and there, and there, and there. It would be like a simple, like, first thought of like, well, to make this shape, an arc thing. But you can make it, you know, the same way with a point, and then maybe you can do a point here and then point there, and then make sure that there's actually like a curve, and then have this one curve that way. So, because each Bezier point has like two curves, a little bit hard for this background, but you can see like it kind of becomes independent on both ends, so makes that easier to get it right where you want it. Okay, pinky should be a little bit thinner. I can just move all these down a little bit. No, bro. There we go. There we go. That's what it needed. See that I could just move basically just like the edge of it to make it one shape or the other. Not worried about like 10 other like points to make sure that it's good or not. There you go. Yeah. Great school effect. Okay. Yay. now we're good. Now I'm happy. Alright. We did it. Whew. Yeah. Okay. I don't know, yeah, again, when I would do another one of these specific challenges, or what I'm going to do with the leftover ones that are good suggestions, but yeah, they just weren't like, you know, the first ones. So, yeah. How do we think? What do we think? I go to Toast Time, which basically just removes me, so, yeah, that's about it for this. Less content going forward with this, but for the stream, but yeah, I'll keep talking in maybe like for a couple, like maybe like a half hour or less, we'll see. So yeah, thanks for watching, welcome back. It's just a smaller version of that. What if I can go full screen? Nah, it is full screen with view, preview mode, screen mode, full screen mode. I'm gonna press F4. There you go. It's slightly bigger. Yay. Okay. I know, yeah. The curse of this is like, I'm opening it up to like suggestions, which means that I'll never, you know, I'll never see the end of it, that there's always be one more person. So like exactly what you're saying, like there'll be, if I continue this and I do one, and then there'll be two other ones, you know, so, and then that thing really gets actually done. Where at least in my long-term projects, I'm like my movie, it's like if I get like this exponential like request log, then eventually like I have to do like hundreds and hundreds, and won't be able to work on my own things. So at least like that was my mindset like 4 years ago, when you know, like maybe like 3 or 4 people would like request things, and it'd be like, oh no, how am I ever gonna do this? Or catch up to work on my other stuff. So because then I also like back then I was also like doing cartoons like every, I think at one point I was doing a cartoon like every week somehow, where I would upload a video every Tuesday. So that's a little bit less realistic nowadays. Especially just the scope of things now is, I'm getting just more, everything's just getting bigger and more advanced. That's like, I don't think I'm gonna be able to make anything in a week now. Except for those like, you know, like 20 frame things, I can do those in maybe like a day, like those streams. Like even like when we did the Jackrabbit one, that took like a month to animate it, just because mostly just the software, but it just, yeah, just takes so much time to like to do it properly. You know, do all the steps of it would be to you know, storyboard ideas and then do a rough draft and then finalize that draft and then do a sketch and then do a line art and then color it in. It's just like that, you know, there's a lot of steps. So but yeah, I don't know, like my mindset was just, you know, way back when I was getting actually a lot of requests to like do YouTube intros. So to be like, you know, when it, like, even I have one, you know, if you watch one of my cartoons, it's like always do Yoshi Greenwater, and so like something like that. But they would always, the request would always be like, hey, have my OC do a flip and then do something where they do something that's really complicated. And it's like, oh, cool, that's gonna take a while to figure out. And just the messaging to make sure that, you know, I'm keeping on their brand and keeping them happy, basically, yeah. Just takes a lot of effort. Just like the last one I did was like a couple months ago, and it took like 2 months to do like it was admittedly like 30 seconds, but there wasn't much animation to it. It was just like figuring out all the bits of it, the elements of what they wanted. Just took a lot more time than the actual animation, but yeah, just trying to message and talk with you guys directly is it's fun, but it's like, yeah, it kind of wears on you. Now it's like, okay, you want what now? And it's like, I'm trying to, you know, my whatever my goal is to make it to streamline, you know, make it as easy on myself to do. So when you want like a 360 flip around character thing that you can see this 2D character from every angle, it's like, ugh. How about they kind of just look at the camera and go, hello, you know, wave their arm and then the logo of their channel, and then that's it, you know, or even less than that, you know. So, trying to simplify it, which kind of leads into like with GAN, that we wrote, I read his script for Midnight Mirrors in the pilot, and it's like, cool, it's 32 pages, great. How long is this gonna take? General rule is that pages in a script usually equate to around a minute of screen time. So that'll be like a 32-minute cartoon, roughly, you know. So we did some rewrites, and I suggested things of like, hey, this scene is like completely filler, includes like a new background, no one talks in it. It's just like from character to get from A to B, but it's just like, oh, they're feeling emotion, and it's like, it's not, you know. Can we like omit this? Can we just like delete this scene just because it doesn't progress the story and it's just like extra work? Really, it's just on me to just think about technically. That's like, this is, you know, it doesn't do anything to the script. So it's like, it's only like 2 sentences of like describing this scene, but it's just like, it's just so much to actually sit down and like work on that. Like, would take like several days. Not to include like, you know, storyboard and then layout and then rough drafts and then assets and then animation and then, you know, checkup and then final, and then just like for all of that, you know, for just, you know, like a short scene, when we could take that, you know, week-long thing that would have taken to do that scene and then work on something else or do a special effect or figure things out. So hello, you're just in time for toaster time, which is my after content thing that I'm just rambling about now. I know last time you guys suggested things to talk about. But yeah, we should figure out as well the that's about it for GAN. That we're just rewriting things, and so we're gonna get the voice actors in soon. So that's about where we are with that. So it's gonna be a long process with that. But yeah, I'm excited to work on it. I worked on a puppet today. I worked on a character. So that was fun. But yeah, for the streams, where am I going with that? Whether or not we want to do that pony life character, then we can figure out like some kind of story with that. Probably just a short thing or something. Or we could do that that alien mashup thing. If you guys have seen that, it's probably like a while ago. So they probably had to dig for that, but it's a basically I just made like a paper doll sort of concept where I made like a base alien character and then have the whole chat for like an hour just random things of like, hey, I would say like, hey guys, let's have a hat, and then you guys would say sombrero. I'd be like, okay, and then I'll draw a sombrero on the alien. So instead of being like weird and chaotic with that, I want it to be more more grounded. I don't know. So it's less chaotic, basically, where I can basically just like a couple prompts and then make a weird character out of it, no matter how, you know, oxymoron it could be. I think that'd be something like that. Yeah, of course, there's just ideas, but I think that sounds pretty good. I don't know how that sounds to you guys. Because obviously there'd be like an on and off point of interaction with that, just so I can like maybe a little bit, but not as grand as, you know, 20 minutes in, add a hat on. But it might be kind of like that. I don't know. But it won't be like every second add a hat on kind of a thing, if that makes sense. Where instead of every minute I need a new idea, it'd be like 5 minutes of like, hey, give me some ideas and then make something out of it. You know? I don't know if they're just... I mean, it is basically just the create a character design concept, but trying to do it with you guys and trying to be... Especially because the audience here is small enough that like that can work. You know? If this was like a huge mob of hundreds of people, then it'd be like a little bit... I don't know, it'd be trickier, but then it'd be more people to disappoint. Kind of an issue as well, so... I don't know. How does that sound? Let me get a drink some water. Last year's Gatorade. Not that you would know. It was actually invisible the whole time. I don't even noticed, but my my blue Gatorade reflected off the green screen, and it actually became green screened out, so I got mad at it out, so I couldn't see it. And because that was usually like the glass is already transparent, but then the Gatorade side was actually being mad at out by the green screen. Oh boy. So I'm just like drinking out of like a void, you know, like a black hole of just like this liquid. Oh. Alright. If that's the case, I think we're good then. I'll figure it out then. Oh, okay. Yeah. Whenever it comes out, though, you should do it public. Yeah. I was just trying to think ahead then of that. You know, preemptively. I didn't know exactly when Pony Life actually premiered, so, or I forgot. I knew it was just June, so I was good with that, but I didn't know the exact date, so. Yeah, it's probably for next week, and we could do some character things. Or we could do, like, multiple ones if we are fast enough. Like, it might, I don't know. We could do, we could do, like, one, for the character design thing, we could do, like, one really good one, or multiple small, sketchy ones. I don't know what would be more interesting. Like, if we'd wanted to have, like, one more developed one. Ooh, what if we do a whole bunch of sketchy ones, try and do it as much as you can, and try and do it as fast as you can. And then next stream, take one of those and then develop them, maybe add color and any other accessories, make it look a little better. How does that sound? Because that sounds interesting to me. And then that'll be a whole week's worth of doing that. And then 2 weeks will then be when it premieres, and then we can figure out from that, because that'd be more interesting and more trendy, I guess. If I started like next week, then it'll be too early, you know. I see. But yeah, I think I'm gonna go with that, unless there's like, oh no, from you guys. I'm like, oh no, that's a horrible idea. No, I probably won't. But I think that sounds pretty good to me. I think it'll be a little bit fun. It should be fun. I think. I was also thinking of making the Pony Life puppet in Toon Boom, just to have more experience working with that. But I might make the sketches in Flash just because I like the drawing tools in Flash better. But if you want to like animate the Pony Life one, then I could have more experience just going through the process and making that whole thing in Toon Boom. It's because I'm bouncing between like 3 programs like daily. Like every day, like I'm doing like midnight mares with Toon Boom, and then like I'm working on my Derpy movie, which is Flash, and then I'm making 3D sets in Blender. So I'm just bouncing forth between like 2Ds and a 3D program. So I don't know. At least I'm good. I mean, I'm getting gooder or better at each of them individually. Spend that time with them. Alright. Alright. Thanks, guys. Hope you had fun with this. I'm gonna wrap it up then. Alright. Yeah. So I guess next time we'll be more interactive with you guys. So we'll probably be reading more of you guys' chat than this time. So, sorry about that. And just kind of went off on my own rails. Alrighty then. Yeah. See you next one then. Yeah. Ooh. See you next week when something will happen, and then we'll figure it out. Gia, Huya. How you doing? Yeah, I'll see you next time then. Hope to see you then. See you then. Bye bye.